Hey, fifth grade. Today we are going to continue with your Saints project. You're going to start with slide 1 and then move on to slides 2, 3, and 4. We're going to hold off on doing slides 5, 6, and 7 for a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you my example again for Saint Gemma to give you an idea of what you need to do. So here I am in Keynote. You can use PowerPoint or Google Slides. So for your first slide, you're going to need a picture of your saint and your saint's name, which should be the biggest on the slide, and then your name, which should be smaller. Slide 2, the title is going to be My Saint's Life, which is written on your rubric, and 3 facts, which are when she was born, where she lived, and when she died, and then a picture of her. Slide 3 is religious life with 3 facts: patron saint, what they're the patron saint of, their symbol, and their feast day, and a picture. Slide 4 are interesting facts. You need 5 interesting facts. Please make sure they're interesting, the most interesting you can find about your saint, and then a picture of them. Now later on we will move on, like I said, to slides 5, 6, and 7. For now we're just going to be concerned with slides 1 through 4. So start putting slides 1 through 4 together, and then we'll get to the others later on, like I said. So let's go ahead and I'm going to open up Keynote. If you have a Mac, you're going to use Keynote. If you have a PC, PowerPoint, or there's always Google Slides. So pick a theme, pick any theme that you want. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to choose this one. Now this is not the slide I want to use because there's not a picture box, and for my title slide I want a nice big picture of my saint. So I'm going to go to add a slide, and I'm going to choose one. I'll choose this one with the turtle, the big horizontal box, and I'll delete that first one I didn't want. So in the biggest box, that's where I'm going to type St. Francis of Assisi. That's my saint that I'm doing an example of for you guys today. Then in the next box, I'm going to put presentation by Mrs. Mark. That's where you'll put presentation by and then your name. And on my slide, I have a third box down here. You might not have it, but if you do, you can type whatever you want in. You can put 5th grade or 5B or 5A, or you can just delete it if you don't want it. You don't need that. It's up to you. So I am just going to get out of full screen here and open up Safari and go to Google. And I'm going to find a picture of St. Francis. So I'm going to go ahead and type in St. Francis of Assisi. And then I'm going to go to Images. And let's see what I get. Now on this slide, this is a very horizontal picture box, very wide, horizontal. So a vertical picture like this is not going to be my best option. It's going to be cut off, and it's not going to look as nice as a nice horizontal picture like this one. So I'm going to show you, if I choose this one, because it's a horizontal photo, it's perfect for my box. So would this one, is a horizontal one, so is this. Any of those would be fine. That one is pretty. Any of those are more horizontal boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one and drag it over, and let's see what happens. When it comes in, hopefully you guys can see it's very blurry. So what we can do, what we need to do to keep that from happening is you need to click on your picture. Let me move this over so we can see this. And when you click on it and drag it over, it's going to be much better quality, a higher resolution picture. You see how sharp it looks over here as compared to before? Blurry. And then here's my better one. So it's very important that you click and make it bigger to get the better resolution. Okay, no blurry pictures. No blurry pictures. So I'm going to go up to add a slide. And for our next 3 slides, we need one with titles, bullets, and photo. So that would be this one for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in 3 of those because I know I need that for each of my next slides. 3 more. So here for this slide, if you look at your rubric, this one's going to be called My Saint's Life. And I do not need this subtitle box. And then I'm just going to move this up a little. And here's my picture box. I'm going to go back to Google, choose, this is more of a vertical box this time. So I'm going to look for a vertical picture. Click on it to make it larger so it's a better resolution. Drag it over. Then I'm going to type in my research information using my own words so we don't plagiarize. Make sure you're putting it in your own words. My saint was born in, St. Francis lived in, and my last fact is when your saint died. So St. Francis died in. Okay? So you're going to go ahead and put your information in. I'm not going to actually do the research right now for St. Francis. I'm just going to show you what you're going to do. So religious life. Delete that subtitle box because I don't need it. Get a vertical picture again. So find a pretty vertical photo or painting that would look nice. Now if you're doing a modern saint like Saint Gemma or Saint Padre Pio, you might actually be using photographs of your saint, which is wonderful. But St. Francis lived before there were cameras, so they're all going to be paintings. Yours could be a mix of painting and photographs. So like if you're doing St. Paul, St. John Paul II, he lived in modern times with photos, so you could use photos, and I'm sure there's some paintings as well. Alright, so I went and zoomed out on my painting so I could see the whole thing because I didn't want it to get cut off. Now I'm going to put in for religious life, feast day. You need the feast day of your saint, what they're the patron saint of, and lastly, let me change this, capital patron saint of, and then what your saint's symbol is. Okay, and then my last slide is going to be the important or interesting facts, that is. So I'm going to once again delete the subtitle box, move this up a little, and I'm going to get actually I'm going to go ahead and get my picture, another vertical picture. So let's see, so many pretty options for these paintings of St. Francis. So let's see which one I want to use. A vertical one, this one's pretty. I think I'll use this, make it larger for the better resolution. Drag it into my box to replace my penguin, and now I can type in my 5 interesting facts. So make sure that you're using interesting facts, the most interesting that you can find for this slide. Alright, so that is the first 4 slides for your presentation that you should get done this week. Here is your rubric. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have fun putting your slideshow together, and have a great week.